Nomad the Nomadic.
Hey YouTube, I'm Nomadikh. Today we're at episode 6 of the MPC school. Today we're going to be talking about editing samples and starting to lay down some chops. If you haven't seen the other videos in the series, I highly recommend you do so because everything flows up to this point. Yeah, so let's take a look at it.
Alright, so now that we have our sample recorded, what we want to do is extract out the part of the audio file that we want to keep and cut out the stuff that we don't want. So upon listening to it, it starts out fine and it sounds good, but towards the end, right here, right there, as soon as the voice comes in, I want to cut out that stuff right after it. So in order to do that, you want to mess with your start and your end points. Your start point right there, if you zoom in, it'll zoom into that spot right there. The start point is already good. That's where I want it to start. So let's zoom back out. It's the end point that I want to edit. So if I tab over and I select endpoint, with the scroll wheel I can move it closer in. So the thing is, I want to stop it as soon as the voice comes in. I don't remember exactly where it was, but if you zoom in, get closer, we can find it. Now, what's nice about the MPC is that it has a lot of sample control in the sense of cutting things around. So instead of, zoom out, instead of listening to the entire thing to find that endpoint, all I have to do is select the endpoint, and if I push play too, it'll play a little bit of audio before the endpoint. So it'll play like this. So that's perfect. So we know exactly where that part is that we want to cut out. So we're going to zoom in, move it over until we get to that spot. That's basically perfect. Right there. So you want to cut it right there. That's perfect. So this is the audio file that we want to use. So all I have to do is push edit, and there are a lot of different features in terms of sample editing, but the one that we want is extract. So that part that's selected is cut out and created into a new file. So we're going to push edit, extract, and there it is right there. And it just stopped exactly where I cut it. So that's perfect. So now that this is a 4-bar loop, we can chop this up and it's going to be really easy to do. So in order to chop it up, we're going to go up here, oops, tab over, we're going to select chop on, and now this is the chopping screen where you can chop it up. So it's chopped up now, but the chops are a little bit small. We want to make them bigger. So if you push slice, you can set the number of slices that you want to make. Now, because this sample is pretty much continuous, I'm just going to set a slice of 8. So I'm going to make 8 chops. So it'll sound like this. So we have our chops set. All I have to do is push do it, and now my chops are arranged. And the reason you want to chop something up is so that you can really, you can time it a lot better with a beat, because every piece of it can be controlled in terms of when it's played. Like if you cut it into pieces, it's a lot easier to time those arranged pieces instead of having the entire thing just play through once. So chopping is vital. So now that we have our chops arranged, let's create a new program with these chopping assignments. So in order to do that, you push new program, and let's call it sample. Oops. Sample. Do it. And then if you return to the main screen, you will now see that the program sample has those chops. So we're good.
So I hope this video was helpful. Next week we're going to be talking about how you go about preparing your chops for laying it down in a beat and recording it properly. So next week we're gonna get into that. So see you next time.